Assalamu everyone. Thanks for joining this orientation session. And in basically, we are starting the classes after Eid, inshallah. And the purpose, the contents or the topics that will be covered in this course will be the Salesforce admin, Salesforce development, and the most important area is the DevOps that will also be covered in this course, right? Normally, what happens if you are learning Salesforce and, for example, you have learned the Salesforce very well, and if you go in any interview or if you get a job, you are working in the production environment, or if you are doing the freelancing work, what happens if you don't know the DevOps? You cannot do anything. The reason for that is in Salesforce, it is a very secure and very organized CRM, right? We will discuss what is a CRM, but before that, just wanted to share some insights what happens in the field, right? So Salesforce is a very organized and secure environment. If you are a developer, or if you are an admin, or if you are a business analyst, what happens? You will be given access to the dev environment, development environment. Every organization, they deploy multiple environments. They deploy at least three environments, which are the dev environments, staging environment, and then comes the production environment. And no one is given the access of the production environment or the staging environment. Most of the developers or the technical people or the business people, they are given the access for the Salesforce development environment. And then what happens? How we promote the code into the production? For that, we have to develop pipelines. Pipelines means connectivity between different environments. Whatever program or whatever admin work we do in the dev environment, we have to create the pipeline, and we need to move that work into the pre-production or staging environment. And there, what happens in the staging environment? There are testing teams, right? Which is called Universal Access Testing, UAT teams. They test your work. They verify, they run the codes, different tests they run. And if your work is passed, your code is passed, or the GUI or the admin, whatever you have done, if it is okay, they will say, okay, now you are okay to promote the code into the production, right? So it is just the basic, like definition or the basic requirement of DevOps, why DevOps is needed, right? Okay, so that is one area, right? If we know Salesforce, we don't know DevOps, then in the field it is very difficult to get the job. And once, even if you get the job somehow, it will be difficult to work actually in the environment. You need to spend a lot of time in learning that. And that is the purpose actually, all these areas keeping in mind, I started the course so that everyone should be comfortable and confident to, or capable to do anything in the production environment right after the course. And the in this course, the idea is that the basic concepts will be covered for every topic, for every area, every topic. The basic concepts will be covered, and they will be repeated almost in every classes, right? So the course will run, I think, for about maybe 3, 4, or 5 months, right? And I will try to cover the admin part, the development part, the DevOps. And if, let's say, we are successful, that everyone is getting the concepts, everyone is comfortable, everyone is capable, then what we plan, that we can bring some people from the field who are experts in different areas, different modules, right? And they can start the course, they can extend the course into expert areas. So that is the idea. And like Noman and myself, we are running we have started uh, a startup basically for Salesforce consulting. and we are trying to reach the different clients or different customers who are using Salesforce, so that we can do the consulting work, including the custom development, the integration work, the managed services, or any of the task the customer needs from us. We can get it done, right? We have a team, and we are trying to build the team. And if let's say after the course you are good, you will be the very good resource for us actually, primarily, right? And also you are open to go in field, and you can do the freelancing work, you can get the job, or whatever is needed, you can get it done, inshallah, right? Okay, now come to the topic. you know Maybe, like, many people know what is a CRM, right? Maybe they don't know what is Salesforce CRM, or maybe many people, they do not know what is a CRM, right? So we will start from the scratch, right? So CRM is basically the customer relationship management. So what does that mean, right? Why, what is that, why it is useful, right? Basically, what happens if in any company you have a CRM, or if in a one company you do not have the CRM. So what happens if you do not have the CRM? Then the backend information, all the information about the customers, you have to arrange the information manually in different places. But if you have a CRM, all the information, all the previous data, all the history, all types of customer, all the sales, or any type of activity, you will have in one place, right? Or you can call it as one window operation. You will have everything in one window, right? Like even in IT world, we call it as like single sign on, right? So it is basically a single sign on for the whole ecosystem of CRM, customer relationship management. Okay, so many companies in the market today, they have launched their own CRMs. For example, Microsoft, for example, Oracle, right? There are many other companies, they have their own CRM as well, right? But the Salesforce CRM is very popular, right? I tried to capture some information like what is the penetration of the Salesforce CRM versus other CRMs in the market. In the next slide, let me show it to you. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So the data here as per 2023 information, 21.7% the penetration of only Salesforce in the market, as compared to Microsoft, which was 5.9%, right? Only Oracle 4.4%. SAP, you have heard the name SAP for the last maybe 20 years, right? Long time. And SAP penetration in the market only 3.5%. If you compare like Salesforce with SAP or with Adobe, they also have, and also there are many like in-house developed, or non-standard, or what should there are CRMs in the market, Odo CRM, so many CRMs are there in the market, and their penetration is very less, maybe 0.1%, 0.2%, right? And in that way, if the penetration in the market is like 21.7%, the requirement, the job requirement, or the resources, expert resources, their requirement is very high. Right? So that is the thing. And here, one more challenge in Salesforce is the skilled resources available in the market are not that many, and the training resources are also not that many actually, right? So learning Salesforce sometime it is also a challenge. The reason is it is an ecosystem, and they have so many components, so many modules. Initially when we start, we do not have a direction where to go, what to pick up, right? Where to start learning from. So that is something Salesforce is very popular. And also Salesforce is very user friendly, and very very much like out of the box solution for everything, right? Out of the box means in Salesforce you will find all the resources means all the connectors, all the APIs, right? And inbuilt functionality is so much that we do not need to go for any outside functionality, or we need to develop less. Salesforce developed so many things for us that if we can fulfill any requirement actually, right? And the if we need to do some customized development, some like add-on requirement from any client, we have to do very less development. But as compared to Microsoft, Oracle, or SAP, we have to do a lot of development, a lot of customization. In Salesforce, the programming language is very like only one programming language, which is Apex. In Microsoft, you can use Java, you can use, so many languages. You can use React, and, you can use maybe, so many languages, logic apps, right? Native language of Microsoft that you can use. And also in Oracle, you can use so many languages. But here it is something like, you need to use only Apex, you need to learn, and that is very simple. And Salesforce says if you have a requirement to develop anything, right, you cannot use the CLI base. Like, if you are typing the code should not be more than 20%. 80% should be the declarative programming in Salesforce. Declarative programming here means if you are an admin, you will be doing the declarative programming, which is the GUI based, right? If there are so many GUIs available, you need to customize the GUI, you need to plug and play, drag and drop. This type of things are so many here. So it becomes very user friendly, very easy, right? You don't need to be very, very technical to learn Salesforce. Everyone or anyone can learn Salesforce, right? So that is something I just wanted to share, right? So that is, in that way, Salesforce is very, very popular. And why, I have more information why Salesforce is popular actually. So here, just forget that. It is like, one thing, it is a cloud-based software that helps businesses manage customer relationships, right? Sales, marketing, and support in one place, right? So how it enhances, one thing is it keeps the database, right? For the previous customers or for the previous sale or all information it tracks in one database, right? So in that way, on the basis of that information, you can like analyze like what will be the need or the requirement in the future, and on that basis you can develop workflows, right? Or intelligently we can use that information to enhance our experience actually. If it is a support firm, technical support firm, on we have the like wiki, or we have the information of all technical support cases, which month or which season or which time frame there were more support cases, right? So we know, okay, maybe in December, Christmas time, oh, the support cases increases, right? So what we do, if we are a support company, we can develop the maybe custom workflows to maybe automate few of the things. So in that way, we can carefully, or we can smartly manage the environment. If we are a sales company, we know, okay, Christmas time, this product was more sellable, was more sellable in the market, right? We can maybe increase the sale of that product, or we can launch maybe some campaigns that, oh, launch a like maybe a catalog. This product maybe you will be selling this product for little less price, or you are launching something, buy this product in pair or four of them and get 25% discount more, right? In that way you are enhancing your sales experience. Same way, like if you are a marketing company or whatever company you have the back end data, and on the basis of that data you can create, like you can launch campaigns, you can do like marketing, you can do sales, or you can create workflows, right? So these are the things that an admin and developer, they have to work together to launch these type of things, right? So that was basically the idea or the requirement for Salesforce. Okay. So Salesforce, as I mentioned, it is an ecosystem, right? So what does it mean? It is covering like vast range of domains actually, right? So Salesforce has a cloud. Cloud means a dedicated application which will be handling any company which is a sales oriented company or a service company, they have service cloud. Marketing company, they have their marketing cloud. Commerce cloud, right? E-commerce company, experience cloud. If you are, you have chat groups multiple, like in WhatsApp or many areas. So Salesforce also has something similar, experience cloud. Financial services cloud, right? If you are like, maybe a brokerage firm or a bank or lending firm, right? So you are using the financial cloud. Then comes the health cloud, non-profit cloud for NGOs, education, right? For universities, school, educational system, manufacturing cloud, right? Consumer cloud, media cloud, net zero cloud, government cloud, right? Which is called public cloud, safety cloud, loyalty cloud, revenue cloud, public sector solution clouds, right? So, but here the good thing is the sales cloud and service cloud, right? These are the main or the basic clouds of Salesforce, and most of these clouds are the extension of these. For example, if you have a service cloud, right, and let's say you are a marketing company, then what you can do, there is one way. With the service cloud, you can do some enhancement or some customization, and you can add the features of marketing cloud. Then so what happens, most of the companies, they buy a sales cloud or service cloud, right? Or if there is a dedicated requirement, maybe you are a healthcare environment, maybe you can buy the health cloud. Otherwise, what happens, even in the healthcare cloud, some of the customers, they buy the sales or service cloud and they enhance it, right, to make it similar to health cloud, right? So in that way, the most common area that we need to learn or we need to focus on is the sales and service cloud, right? And these are the two clouds I also know very well, these two clouds, right? But anyways, okay. So, everyone after this course, maybe after 2 months, can do the certifications, the Salesforce Associate certification, right? It is a very like basic certification, and it is you can think of, if you are doing the admin certification with the 25% of the course, you can get the associate certification. And then comes the admin certification. I mentioned the course content in the next slides, right? So it is a little bigger, and everyone who wants to work in Salesforce domain, they need to be an admin actually, right? It is the basic requirement. Admin means you know everything actually, right? With the admin, you can become a developer, you can become an architect, you can become a business analyst. If you are a good admin, you can be good for anything actually, right? So in that way, the admin certification is very powerful and it is required actually. Then comes the Salesforce advanced administration, right? So in this course, you can also do this certification as well, right, if needed. But the first two, you can get it done. And when I start the developer course, right, these are the certifications you can do with that course: Salesforce Certified Platform Developer 1, PD1, and PD2, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the development part is 20%, and 80% is the declarative programming, right? So these things, in that way, if you learn the admin part very well, right? Admin and advanced admin, then you can think of 80% you are a developer actually, right? Then 20% left is this thing. For that 20% you need to target that. And I did not mention here about the DevOps, I think, but and then I will cover that. I think I mentioned something. One second. DevOps, I tried. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, DevOps, I will be covering the hands-on labs as well. So the target is that you will be that much comfortable that you can after the course, you can jump into the market and you can get the job done, right? So DevOps is that important actually. Anyways, okay. So these were the certifications. And here the part of the admin course I tried to mention, right? The basic introduction part or Salesforce setup and configuration part, data modeling, right? It is called DML, right? So DML is very important aspect of Salesforce. This number three item, data modeling, it is DML actually, right? So it is very, very important part. And then comes another important part, which is the security. Number four, security access management. It is also very important. Number five, process automation. Everyone, if you are in Salesforce, everyone is doing this part like 70% of the time of their job. If you are an admin or you are a developer, 70% time of your job you will be spending here in topic number five, right? So it is that important actually, right? So, and it is very easy, not difficult at all. And I try to teach it with a very I try to give the concepts, and when we do the very basic examples, in that way we develop the concepts. And once we develop the concepts, there are like so many channels. Trailhead Salesforce has for learning. YouTube, you have the Google. You go to Google, you have the Salesforce development documentation as well, right? We can get anything done. Then comes the report dashboard. It is not that important actually. Okay, sales service cloud features. These are the add-ons actually, right? These are not that important actually, right? So, but if you know the topic one, two, three, you can get the Salesforce Associate certification done. If you know the topic till maybe six, you can get the Salesforce admin certification done actually, right? So seven, eight, and nine, these are the just the features. It is not like that important. Data menu integration, yeah, these are actually these are a part of admin, and they are okay, but not that important. We will cover everything actually. 10, 11 we will cover in detail, and 8 and 9 we will not cover in that detail actually, and 7 we will cover, and all the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 we will cover in detail actually. Okay. Then development, when we start the development, right? It is the Apex programming only, right? The backend programming we will cover in detail. Visual Force, it is the front end. Lightning Web component, right? If you are a developer, then like in 20%, for the 20%, the 70% time you might be spending in Lightning Web component. And if you don't know the Lightning Web component, you can never become a developer actually, right? So it is very important, right? We will be starting our classes for after Eid, inshallah. So by the time, if you get some time, start reading, like if you have a like mindset, programming mindset, and if you wanted to excel in the development area as well, then you should start learning the Lightning Web component as well, the Apex programming, object-oriented concepts. These are very simple, very not complicated actually, but we need to learn all these. Okay, version control. As I mentioned, we will be covering. That will be the last topic actually. With example, we will be covering everything. Okay, so now we come to the like basic demo, right? So I will show you what is the Salesforce screen, so we can. Okay. In Salesforce, the learning platform or the learning resources are so well actually, right? If you create the Trailhead account, you go there and you go to the hands-on org, right? That I will share as well. Then you can launch like your own different orgs, right? So what I did, I was teaching different courses, like I was teaching the maybe the security for Dubai Islamic Bank Limited, or the security lab I was launching, right? So I was creating different environment, right? This environment just for doing some lab work. DevOps, right? I was creating an environment, right, with multiple org. This was some project I gave to the previous class, right? And then here I launched today, just maybe a few minutes back, right? This thing I launched, it is mentioning 23rd February, right? That is what I launched today before starting the class. This is the Thinking Soft English Playground, right? That is I launched, and that is the first time I'm starting it, right? So launching it. But for you, for now, how you will log in, you will log in with login.salesforce.com. That will be in the start. You need to log in with this, right? And you will first create an account. How you will create the account? Developer.salesforce.com, that I mentioned earlier, right? And if you need to sign up, then you need to mention sign up here, right? You will create your account. Once you have your account, what you will do, you will log in into the Salesforce, log in into salesforce.com. Salesforce, the beauty is that you need to know the URL and you need to know the credential, right? That's all. And then you will have everything actually, right? So you need like same like Hotmail or Gmail, you need to know the URL gmail.com, and then you need to know your credentials, and you can log into GML same way, Gmail same way you can log in into the Salesforce as well. So when you log in, let's log in first, right? Okay. I logged into the Salesforce and I see this screen actually, right? So here, if you see the nine dots, if you click on that, you can launch any application. You see here, it is mentioning app launcher, right? It is some like menu I just wanted to share with you, right? And here you can mention any cloud actually, right? Service cloud you can mention, or anything that you create and publish here. You can see here, right? It is a very like brand new. I did not do anything, so it is nothing. It will have nothing, but after doing something, I will show you. Okay, here what comes, here comes the name of the application actually, right? It is as of now, it is saying playground starter, but I will show you, it will show different things. Okay, then comes here you see welcome, install a package, get your login credentials. These are different tabs. Like in a spreadsheet, you have multiple tabs. Here also they have multiple tabs actually, right? And if here you see it is like your profile, right? It is your profile. If you like, you can put your picture here, right? You can take your picture, you can update photo, whatever you want, you can do actually, right? It is something not difficult at all. It is mentioning everything. You go to settings, and you can also change your same like you do in Hotmail or anywhere you do. It is email, you can change, or whatever you like, you can change everything. Okay, here for an admin, the most important menu area is this gear actually. If you see that, that is the most important area. If you click on that, right, you see the setup, service setup, developer console. When we do the development part, this is the most important area. For an admin, that setup is the most important area. Click on the setup. Okay. When we go in setup, right? If you see like on the left side, like home, it is the application name is changed now, right? Setup. Earlier it was startup playground. Now the name is setup. Okay. And if there are two tabs here, home and object manager, basically, right? There are two tabs. So in the home you see like different menus that we will be learning. User, right? Here user permission, profile, role, right? User setup, users. If you need to create users, you can go there and we can create. It is only menu. I'm not doing anything, just explaining like what it is. And then comes very important area for an admin, right? It is object manager, right? So that is the topic, the demo that I'm trying to show today. Here you see like it is saying object manager, and it is saying 53 plus items, right? It is the first time we are launching this. We have not developed anything, we have not done anything, we have not created anything, but you see 53 objects are there. It is object manager, which is keeping the objects, all the objects together in one window, right? So it is saying we have 53 objects. So these are the uh, like out of the box functionalities, out of the box resources, out of the box objects available. 53 out of the box available for us that we can use. If my company needs something with the account, I can create account. It is like, for an example, we can ask, oh, what is an object actually, right? That is a question. What is an object? So object is nothing. It is same like a spreadsheet. You see, this is the spreadsheet, right? You see here. So for me, what it is an object, right? The name of this object is, I kept the name is scorecard here, right? I kept this name is scorecard. Okay. In this scorecard, this is like, I can create what Salesforce did. They created 53 objects similar for me, right? activity, account, activity, alternate, asset action, asset action source, asset relationship, right? And let's say for a scorecard, I do not see any object available. I can search a score. Oh, I don't find anything, right? Oh, sorry, scorecard is there. Good. Oh, wow, I did not see that. A scorecard is the standard object. Wow, I did not notice that earlier. But anyways, if any object is not available, we can create that, right? So this is something. But what is an object? Object is a container of information, right? So object is a container, and any type of information you can put into the object, right? So what information I am putting in my object, right? I am putting the information, name and a score, name and a score. So in terms of Salesforce, we call this like a spreadsheet, like an object. And here I call it as column A, column B. These are the fields, right? So here you see it is the name, it is a name field. Here you see it is a score. It is the score field, right? If you see more carefully, the name field is what, right? In the name field, you can only type the alphabet. So in terms of Salesforce, we call it as the data type string, right? Here you see what we are doing here. Here we are storing, like, different integers, different numbers, right? So in Salesforce, here the data type is called, the data type I'm writing DT, it is called integer data type, right? Here the data type is different. Here the data type is string, but here the data type is integer. If I like, I can maybe type some formula here, right? I can type the formula, maybe the average for this MSA or this student is maybe 80% average, right? So this is percentage is a formula. I can type maybe one. I can add one more field here, the average, right? What will be the data type of that field? Data type of that field will be, in terms of Salesforce, that will be the formula field. That I'm not typing anything, but just trying to tell you what the fields are, right? So what is an object? Object is a container. And then comes, what are these things? These things, these columns, these are the fields, right? Okay, now field is, this thing is the field number one, row number one. Then what are these? It is the data, right? So data in Salesforce is called records. Record one, right? This is record two, and then comes the record three. So these are the horizontal rows are the records actually. The vertical columns are the data type, right? So in one object, what do we have? In one object, we have the data types and we have the records. If same thing I need to create in Salesforce, how does it look like? It looks like this. Oh, sorry, what happened? I don't know. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. So, in terms of Salesforce, this spreadsheet looks like this. MSA, that was the name and then the score, name, score, name, score, right? So what happens here? The object name is SCC. If you see above all, or this pink box, it is SCC, right? It is the name of the object. Then SCC name, score, these are the fields. And then the horizontal rows are the data. These are called records. So in terms of Salesforce, how we can call it? We can call it as one object SCC. In that object, there are two fields. There are three records, right? That is something basic. And now we can try to replicate this spreadsheet into Salesforce, or we can try to create a similar object into Salesforce, right? This is our spreadsheet, right? If this we don't like, right, we can create one more. Anything like you can think of, we can create any spreadsheet. The purpose is we are learning how to create an object, right? That is the purpose. And okay, so I think first do that. I don't want to complicate it, so let's do it actually. So the same thing we can produce into Salesforce. How we will do that? We will go into the Salesforce, right? In Salesforce, 53 objects available for us. Salesforce provided, these are called standard objects because they are provided by Salesforce. You see here, up till now, any object that you will see will be the standard object. But the object we create, if you see the name, here it is a label. Label means you can see the object with that name. And then comes the API name. API name is the technical name, right? API stands for Application Programming Interface, but forget that for now. Here, the API name is the technical name that you will be referring, creating any program or workflow or anything, right? And here they are also mentioning the type, right? So here, type here is the standard object. If we create any object, right, it is called customized requirement or a custom object. So we will be creating the object, and if we see here that object in the object manager, the type will be the custom object. Let's see that. It is the custom object we are creating, right? Okay, so here the name of the object I am mentioning maybe scorecard object. And here in Salesforce, you need to mention here plural. Okay, here we will type as, okay. Here, we don't need to worry this for now. Just leave it actually. Anything, I am skipping for now. It is not important for now for the demo, right? So we mentioned the name here, and then also mention this, click on that, right? It will launch a tab actually. So save. Okay, for the tab, it is asking for the color. That we will learn what is the color. It is not important for now. I just mentioned the color and next. For now, it is also not important, right? It is the first like demo session, so not important at all. Just click on next. Also, this thing not important for now. Save. Okay, up till now, what we have done, up till now, we have created a spreadsheet, an object without any of these information, without any like column or without any like records, right? So there is no data type as of now. Now what we are going to do, we are adding the data type now. Okay, so here the data type will be in the fields and relationship, right? The name is saying field. So for now we are creating the fields, right? Go here, new. So now the same thing again. I mentioned name. What is name? What is the data type of the name? Is string. You cannot mention the name maybe integer, right? What will happen then? You can only type numbers here. Here you are typing the string, so you will select the data type is string, right? We can select the data type. Just in Salesforce, all the data types are available, right? You don't need to program anything. You just need to select. That is why Salesforce is very rich in resources, right? So here the data type, we are not adding the formula data type, we are not adding the lookup relationship, master lookup. We will learn everything, but as of now we are not putting anything. Data, the date time, the email, we are not selecting anything. What we are selecting, we are selecting the text actually, right? Text is basically a string in the programming language. So we are selecting the data type as text. Next. We can put the name here, right? Name was name, right? So that's all. What is the length of the name? Maybe 18 characters, maybe 17 characters, right? Whatever you like, you can give it. And rest you can leave as default. Next. Here for now, it is something related with the security that we will learn. So forget that for now. But for now, just select everything here, right? If you check that, then everything will be checked, right? So next. Here, it is the layout that we will be learning in detail. Forget that for now. For now, one layout is created. It is the, but anyways, just leave it for now and save and new. We can save it or we can do save and new, right? So save and new means we are adding the second field as well. Second field was the integer score field, right? So it was the integer field, or here it is called as number actually, right? Integer means number, right? In the programming language, it is integer, but it is number. So it is the number field, and let's click on next. Okay. So what was the label actually? Label was score. The score is normally, in 3 digits normally, right? You are not selecting any point, right? Any decimal in the score, so just leave it to 0, right? So it will be the numeric number, right? Not decimal number or any other number. So it is the score. Click on next. Make it visible same way like we did earlier. Make everything visible, right? So it is the security. That means everyone can access your object. Everyone can access your fields, right? So that is the purpose. So next. And also the default layout. Now we are clicking on save because after that we are not adding any other field. Click on save, right? So in that way, in the field and relationship, we see two new fields. Underscore C means that is the field we created. Underscore C means that is the field we created, right? In the what is the field? It is a text field. What is the length? 18 is the length. What is this field? Number field. What is the length? 3 is the length. Any decimal? No. Zero decimal, right? So, but these are the things Salesforce created, right? These are all, now see the difference. There is no underscore C. That means Salesforce created it. Salesforce created it. Salesforce created this, right? We created the object and then, that is something we will discuss, but Salesforce created that, right? But these are the two fields we created actually, right? Now, in the similar way, check the object manager. Earlier, all were the 53 standard fields. Now, we will see our field as well that we created a scorecard, right? So here is scorecard PQRST. Yeah, okay. A scorecard object, right? It looks different. It looks custom field. And if you see the name, the technical name, it is also underscore C. So that is a differentiation that, if we do some custom work, custom development or custom admin work, we see here underscore C. If we are using the Salesforce object, we can use it, right? With the Salesforce object, we cannot delete, but we can add different fields. In the available objects, we can add different fields, but we cannot delete actually, right? But in the custom object, we can do anything actually, right? That is the difference. So we have created a custom object, right? But as of now, what we have done, as of now, sorry, one second. Okay, okay. So as of now, what we have done, as of now, we have created a spreadsheet, an object. The object name is scorecard object. And in that object, we have created two fields. But now what we will do, we will add the data. We will add the three records here, right? MSA, ZA, and SMM. These records we will be adding now. How to add the records now? Look, This is the area. Earlier I said we have not done anything, it is blank, right? So now go to the app launcher and mention here score card object. That is our object, right? And there was one more object I noticed once. One second. I mentioned score. So this is a scorecard as well. We know that is not the one we created. It is the standard object Salesforce created. If I wanted to see the account object, for example, I can see account object Salesforce created actually, right? I want to see something like sales. I can see sales console, sales object, right? If I want to see something about the service, I can see the service cloud, I can see service console. But for now, we are looking only on our sales card object that we did, and we found it here actually. That is the one we found here, right? You see, we open twice. And here, when you open any object, you will, by default, you will be pointed at recently viewed. So what you can do, you can click on all and you can pin it, right? So next time when you will open it, this all will open, right? Now you see here, the spreadsheet is empty now, right? There is nothing. These objects are not here. So what we can do, we can add the objects, new. This is the spreadsheet we created, right? The name or this thing for now, keep it like same MSA, right? MSA here also mention the name MSA, no problem, right? Percentage you can mention maybe 98. Then you are adding the second record now. The second record was what? ZA, right? It is ZA. The score you can mention maybe 97. Next, what you are doing next? SMM, right? Name it again SMM. You can add the score maybe 89, right? Save it. Now if you see here, this is something like what we saw in the spreadsheet, but here we do not see the score appearing. Let's make the score appear here, right? Where is the score here? The score is here. Just move the score on the right hand side, and now you see score is here. So now it looks similar to our spreadsheet, right? It looks now similar to our spreadsheet. Now something, let's say someone wanted to mention, oh, these are the different subjects. I have maybe 5 subjects, maths, English, physics, whatever, right? So you know what I can do? I can add one field for English, one field for maths, one field for physics, one field for electronics, one field for computer, right? I can add as many subjects here, right? Like in a spreadsheet, I can whatever I can do in a spreadsheet, I can do it here actually. Very simple, right? I need to add the subject, maybe English, right? Marks in English, marks in maths, or marks in physics, or maybe marks in computers, right? So the I can mention the marks here, maybe 80%, 90%, 70%, 90%, right? All the marks I can mention here actually. And here someone asked me, okay, you have mentioned the marks, also mention the percentage now. I can also do the same thing here, right? So the same thing I can add here as well, right? And now, this was something like about the demo which is done, but let me explain you more actually, right? So, like the CRM, we are learning CRM, Salesforce. Now, here you look in the spreadsheet, you don't have any benefit actually, right? But what does that mean? You are manually typing the name, whatever name you are typing, right? And here you are mentioning the marks here, right? Every marks you are mentioning, every work you are doing manually, right? So what happens? It takes effort actually, right? Manual efforts. And but in the Salesforce, what you can do, right? It is something different, not about the topic or the class, but I'm trying to give you an example how like powerful Salesforce is, right? Let's say you are a medical company. This is a patient actually, right? This is a patient. Now you can bring the all the information about the patient, right? From any other system. For example, right? this is your actually basically spreadsheet. This is your spreadsheet. Now you are in hospital. You have a patient management system, right? Maybe for example, you have a system like Epic. It is the name of the system, maybe. Right now, the thing is, you have all the information here in the Epic system. Why you need to manually enter all the information here? Right, very simple thing, right? So why you are doubling the efforts? So what you can do from this system, you can bring all the information here, right? From the Epic, you can bring, or for example, you are in a finance company, right? In a bank, maybe you have all the account information of the users, right? Or maybe you have all the contact information of your customers, right? So manually you do not need to type anything, right? You have, maybe you do not have any Salesforce or any CRM. Once you deploy the Salesforce, all the information you can bring into the Salesforce, right? And the good thing here is you do not need to develop any or create any object. You already have an object actually. Where is the object? Accounts. Account object you already have. You should see new here, right? So account name, parent account, account number, account site, account type, what type of account you have, right? It is a direct customer, direct channel. Let's say none of the information you find here, you can add your own information, right? So, but here it is also not very important that we have the object, but here the important thing is we can bring all the information from our, accounting system into Salesforce. How we can bring that? Now comes another question, right? We can write APIs. APIs is what? API is something with the connectivity, right? It is called application programming interface, right? This is the API, right? So what happens most of the time for any known system, we have the APIs available in Salesforce. That is called the out of the box functionality. For many systems, we do not have the API, for the in-house developed, maybe, I am a developer, I created maybe some financial system by myself, I developed, right? I do not, Salesforce doesn't know what is that system, right? So Salesforce do not have the API. So now the question is why Salesforce do not know what is the system? The reason for that is in that system, in the account information, maybe the string type is 34 characters, right? But the API Salesforce has, maybe string type is 18 characters, right? So here is a mismatch. So what will happen? I have to write my own APIs. In that way, looks like it is not challenging, right? And it is not challenging at all, actually, right? It is something looks difficult. So that is the thing that makes Salesforce very powerful, right? And very like feature rich and ecosystem. Like, Salesforce has a solution for everything. That it is called an ecosystem. So that is pretty much about the orientation session today. And inshallah, after Eid, we will be starting with the admin course. So let me know if you have any question actually, right? Otherwise, I have recorded the session and inshallah, I will be sharing the recording.
So, Shad bhai, I just want to ask you, how can we get this account? So, I created an account in Salesforce. Uh, we have to go to Trailhead. Is that
Okay. So what happens when you create an account? What you need to do, you need to log in here, right? How you log in? Login.salesforce.com, right? When you are creating the account, let's say you are brand new, then you will go in the developer.salesforce.com and sign up, When you click that, you need to enter your information, all the information you need to enter here, right? Then an email will be sent out on the email you mentioned here, right? Let's say you mentioned this email. An email will be sent out here. You click on the link and it will ask you to reset the password, right? So, you will reset the password. Once you reset the password, then you need to log in here with the credential like username and password, right? You will type here and then you will be logging in, right? Even I don't remember my credentials, right? So that is how. But for me, what I do, I do not remember the credentials and I need to do different things as well. So I launch the trailhead, right? But you don't worry about the trailhead for now. It will be confusing, right? So you can just log in here, and once you log in, you will see the similar screen.
I see.
Yeah.
So we have to create a developer.salesforce.com account, developer account.
That is correct. That is what we need to create, developer.salesforce.com, and you need to mention sign up there. You click there, right? Enter the information. You will be you will be sent an email from Salesforce, and there will be a link. You need to click on the link, and from the email, note down your user ID, right? So when we create, normally we need to 1 second. Yeah, I think that's fine. So you can, create the account, and you can, with the email, you click on the link, and you will be prompted to change the password. Change the password, keep it with yourself, user ID and password. And the link is very generic for everyone, right? The link is login.salesforce.com, right? Then we have to enter here the username and the password and click login, So that's all.
Okay. Okay. So everybody can create their own developer account and go in and create an object. Object, my understanding is very similar to like a spreadsheet, like a database table, right? It's like a container, as you said, it will contain all the data, and then we can play around with it.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. So this is what we will do for now, and then after Eid, inshallah, we will start the.
Yeah, definitely. It is very interesting, very simple, nothing complicated. It is one thing, it is a different thing, right? Let's say if we are in accounts, we are in maybe in computer science or maybe in any area of engineering or commerce or whatever, right? Then it is a different field. So what happens normally as a human nature when we pick any new area or new field, right? It feels little boring and we get, oh, what we are doing actually, right? It is not worth spending any time, but let me tell you, right, it is something very like logical, very simple, very user friendly. And if you are, let's say, in the accounts field or any other field, you can start your own like freelancing work actually, right? You can create as much money as needed actually, right? And I have also, spent some money. So that is
Right.
something I'm recording. I should not share. But anyways, we can do a lot of work actually. It is very powerful tool. It has, and Salesforce is investing a lot of money in the artificial intelligence, right? So, but it is the basics, right? We need to learn, and then we can learn the artificial intelligence. And for the next 10-15 years, it is the era of artificial intelligence. So we can make a lot of money, and ultimately, once we start working, it is boring. But after 2-3 months of learning, you will feel it very interesting. It is some beauty of of Salesforce, right? When you put your efforts, initially very boring, right? Very challenging for 1 month, 2 months, and then if you don't lose hope, keep on working, hard, and you will feel it is very easy actually, right? A time will come, you will say it is nothing actually. Why, everyone is afraid of learning that, and I have seen that actually in the previous classes. I have seen a student, they are saying we know everything.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a good tool, and the best thing, as you said, is that it has its learning tools are all available. Everybody can create an account, a developer account, and there are tools there. There are certifications. There are everything is there. So we can go in and play around and then learn. And it is a powerful tool being used by Fortune 500 companies. Uh, so I think it's a good thing.
yeah, definitely, yeah, that's right.
Okay, thank you very much, Shahid bhai.
You're welcome, inshallah. So we will meet inshallah after Ramadan. And in the meantime, I will try to keep on sharing different topics or recorded videos small so we can, like don't lose track and we keep on learning actually, inshallah.
Please. Thanks a lot.
No, no
Thank
problem. Thank you then. Thanks everyone. Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum.
alaikum.